Tell me about yourself. I'm a mother of three fantastic, very busy children. My daughter is 13. My two sons are 12 and 10. My work life balance is very important to me, which is why I seek out companies um, that place value on that family work life balance. I feel you get so much more out of your employees when you allow them that time that they need to be active participants in both their professional and personal lives. And I'm also pursuing my communications degree. Tell me about your past work experience. My work career spans almost 30 years. I started working part time when I was 14 years old, and since then I've held various positions in sales, administrative, office management, office clerk. I mean, you name it, I've done it. But all coming together in all building upon one another, giving me a solid foundation in today's work world. Describe a time when you worked well as a team. In my current role, it's crucial that we work well together. Our admin group is the backbone of our company, and we oftentimes overlap in job assignments and project assignments. There are times when we're all pulled together on specific projects that have come up on deadline. One project in specific I can remember was our media movie event that happened about a month ago. The project had to be delivered to the co-ops within hours, and we had to get pieces together for to hand out to the co-ops. And we received word of this, like I said, that morning. And needless to say, we had to grab the whole team together and really needed the whole team's efforts to get the job done. We formed an assembly line, we knocked it out, and we gave them plenty of time to get the projects delivered to their designated spots on time. Tell me about a time when you had too many things to do and you had to prioritize your tasks. When I started in the position I'm currently in, the job duties were distributed differently, and there were quite a few times where my workload exceeded the amount of hours that I'm permitted to work. I quickly learned to ask the question, when do you need this by? This question has saved my sanity and has allowed me to put perspective on all of my tasks as opposed to just the alleged fire drills that come up throughout the day. Tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty, and how did you handle the situation? In my department, we're unable to work overtime due to budget constraints. But due to the work demand, we oftentimes have to pull together as a team to get projects done. And as far as I can remember, we had a diversity summit a few months ago. Supplies were ordered at the last minute. The things had to be proofed that weren't proofed yet. The project still needed to be done, so I worked on it as much as I could. I pulled through all of my resources as best as I could. I did have to, put my work aside, but I did get my manager's approval for that day. But we did get the project done. I did stay throughout my lunch and was compensated for that, but as time, but not money. But sometimes we need to pull together to get things done. Tell me about a time when you worked effectively under pressure. That's every day. In my department, we oftentimes are asked to do the impossible, right down to planning and executing last minute projects. Asked to get a mailing sent out to 750 members a day, actually half a day before it was due. And this time, of course, for some reason, I remember I wasn't able to pull any resources together. Everybody else had projects they were working on. So, I spent the morning prioritizing, get the copies going so I can work on other stuff while the copier was going. And then after lunch, I was able to I could just focus on stuffing and labeling and getting stuff out. Again, my other work did sacrifice. I sacrificed that, but um, sometimes you got to make those sacrifices. And again, you have to ask those important questions about when is this needed by, or if there's going to be a conflict of interest or a conflict of time. Sometimes, a lot of times, all you have to do is ask, or just kind of let your manager know, or the manager of that project, hey, this just came down the pike, is it okay that I get this to you tomorrow? And believe it or not, a lot of times people are a little more forgiving when you prepare, or when they know that there's going to be instances where something might not be delivered on time. Give me an example of one time that you showed initiative. Again, every day. In my current role, one of my responsibilities is to track customer service complaints, customer satisfaction. That's one of the disciplines that I'm responsible for. And when I got there almost 2 years ago now, there was no system in place. The person that was there was long gone by the time I got there, and nobody knew what she did. So I had to reach out to other regions, some of my counterparts in different offices, to basically say, hey, how do you do this? What do you do? How do you track this? So I did end up actually going to visit a couple of different regions and sitting with my counterparts on a day or two, just to get my hands wrapped around this project, and piecing together the different pieces of information that I gathered from the other regions. I formulated my own reporting process and had to take it to my VP to get his approval. But that actually did get passed. So as of January 1, we will be reporting things differently, and hopefully keeping a better tab on how well we're doing as a region with our customer service complaints. Is there anything else you would like for us to know about you? Other than I'm a hard worker. I have the ability to adapt to any work environment. I think my vast work experience speaks to that. Also gives me an advantage of being able to see many different work solutions from many different vantage points. Like I said, I feel like I've sat in pretty much every seat there could be to sit in, as far as, if you believe in hierarchy, the lowest to the low, or, assisting the highest of the high. I do feel that gives me an advantage of, like I said, being able to see those different vantage points, and being able to provide a more objective point of view and objective work solutions, so that we can get the job done. Thank you.